So everyone's real up in arms.
Yeah.
Pitchforks and torches over
the fact that the Joker is pregnant in a comic.
These people need to read more fan fiction. That's what she's grumpy about.
These people need to read more comic books, period, truthfully. So, all right, you ready for Troy Explains a Comic, Ashton?
I'm so excited for this.
This is going to be as good as last week's, where I tried to explain Batman, the recent Batman storylines for Ashton. So, all right, long story short, he pisses off a magician. That's the short. So there's this magician witch character named Zatanna. She says words backwards, and that's kind of like her casting spells.
It's like Bizarro, sort of.
Kind of. And she wears fishnets and a top hat, whatever.
Okay,
and
as all magicians do.
there you go. And so she makes Joker pregnant for reasons I'm not too sure about.
So okay, so hold on.
Yeah, go ahead.
He makes the magician mad, yeah?
Yes.
And the magician's like, a pox on you.
Right.
And then he's automatically 8 months pregnant.
Right. Or I guess what Zatanna would say, Zelp. Oh yeah.
Oh.
A pox on you, I don't know. And she makes him pregnant for a reason. Maybe there's a lesson in empathy in here somewhere. I don't know. Maybe that's why she made him pregnant. I don't know. I haven't read the book, but this is my understanding based off of some recountings. I need. Oh my God. People were just upset about this all weekend. I kept seeing it on Instagram, I ignored it. I kept seeing it on Twitter, I was ignoring it.
What is everyone upset about? Like what specifically?
It's just culture war stuff. It's just, it's just the same old, same old. It's one of those things where it's like, oh no, DC Comics is changing one of your characters to make them more progressive, which is apparently a dirty word to some people, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And, it just becomes this whole thing of like, they're taking our things away and giving it to somebody else. And it gets into like, the identity politics and all that stuff. It gets into all that stuff too. And it's none of those things.
So the fact that it's a backup story means nothing.
And first of all, this is my thing. It's like, all right, first of all, I need the mainstream to know how to read comics if they're going to talk about them. That's a big thing because it's not like a lot of people going off about this don't actually read comics. I think that's one part of it, right?
Okay.
And then it kind of penetrates the mainstream conversation, and then other people get mad about it. Not everything is canon. I want to point that out. This is definitely not canon.
Right.
Right. And like comic stories do not function like movies. I think that's the other thing I need to point out, like the superhero movies, where it's like, this is a linear thing that like is going to last for the next like 6 follow-up stories. That's not at all what it is. With comics, a lot of stuff is done for deadlines. Like, you know what I mean? A lot of stuff is like, wouldn't it be cool if we just did this real quick? DC has had a whole line of books called Elseworlds, where they just were like, what if Batman was a pirate? You know what I mean?
Nice.
What if Superman was like Yeah, right. What if Superman was born in Russia? Like, that's the type of stuff comics do.
Yeah.
There's a lot of comics get put out every single month.
Yeah.
And so there's a lot of different story going on at any given time, especially in the DC universe.
Sure.
Like, the DC universe has been kind of playing touch and go with continuity for a long time now.
Right.
And just a general, I don't want to be pretentious about this.
Do it.
But thank you, Ashton.
Over here like the emperor.
Right.
Do it.
Let it flow through you. Just a general media literacy, I kind of feel.
Ooh, no, that's so real.
And that's a real thing right now. Like, people are reacting to things before they even know what it is, before they even understand the format or the culture that surrounds it. Like,
or
they're just
applied any level of critical thinking.
Or any level of critical thinking, right? And there's a lot of people online who consider themselves objective voices and critical thinkers and all this other stuff, but then they completely remove context from every conversation just so they can jump into like conversations, just start fighting people or start arguments. And that's really what this is going on. And so, people are trying to uphold Joker's masculinity. And I'm like,
yes, that non-existent masculinity.
Joker's never been masculine.
Love that.
And actually, I got to give this credit to Mystical Green Beanie. We're actually going to do a round table. I give him credit. He makes very good points. He makes very good points. Mystical Green Beanie pointed this out, like in The Dark Knight, which is one of those Batman stories that everybody loves to reference, with that's written by Frank Miller, art by Klaus Janson. The Joker, he's cross-dressing. He's putting on lipstick. First of all, the Joker wears makeup.
Right.
Like, let's get that out of the way right now. Right? You know what I mean? And so it's just like,
that's a great point.
this mentality that like, you know, the Joker's losing something by this backup story is ridiculous. It's dumb.